I have done my research and I can tell you for a fact, every person in the whole world came from an African woman. Let me explain. You see, science has proven that all of us, every person in the whole world has melanin. Now the quality and the quantity of the melanin is different. Well, except albinos. Albinos don't have melanin. And that's why actually in science, it's considered a genetic defect. Because you should have, like, the norm is to have melanin. If you don't have the melanin, then you're considered defective. You see, I'm a shade of brown. My skin is a lighter shade of brown. A South Sudan person is a darker shade of brown. A white person is a very light shade of brown. Very light shade of brown, but not white. That's why if a white person goes out to the sun to tan their body, the melanin will come out and they're going to look brown. Sijui kama munanipata, but that is to show all of us has melanin, okay? Now the reason why I say we all come from a woman is because we call it Mother Nature. We call it, countries are called she, they're not called he. And above it all, I say that we come from Africa because Africa is the cradle of mankind, meaning the beginning of mankind. Sisi wote tulitoka hapa. The first fossils to be discovered that evidence of life ilikuwa in Africa. It was in Africa. Let's get into detail, and this is where people are going to say this is a conspiracy theory, but hear me out. Let's use the Bible and history in this version. You see, the Bible says that God took soil and he created human beings. Well, this is a version of the soil, and also this is a version of the soil. So these soils are brown, but in different shades. There's no white soil that can make a white person. There's no such thing as a white person, okay? So with that being said, what happened for now the melanin to come down? Let's also use the Bible. You see, Lucifer, ama ule mwenye tunajua kama Satan, Lucifer was a perfect angel at some point, and they were really friends with even Michael, you see? And he was given free will. And free will ni kama sisi yenye sisi human beings, we have been given free will to think for ourselves and make choices and make decisions. Like, God is not going to interfere with that. So he was given free will, and he thought that he could be like God, you know? He could, why not? I can actually do these things. And after he convinced himself that he could do that, akaenda akacorrupt other angels. And those angels, they were cast out of heaven. And that's why kukakuwa na fallen angels. Like, they were cast out of heaven, so they came down on earth. And that's unapata some mountains, like Mount Longonot, let's say, for example, it has a crate, that empty thing that shows it's like someone came and entered by force. Now, according to history, that's how the mountains came to be, with crates. It's called a crater, but you get the point. So that's why kunaonekana kuko hivyo. Now, these fallen angels, they came and they they created offsprings with now people like us, like now the black people, let's call them black people. And with that, it altered their gene, their mutation. It was altered. You see, the hair changed, the melanin quality and the quantity changed, and that's how more people were created. I know it sounds like out of this world, but if you look into it, if you're a curious person and you like to fill your brain with information, then you're going to find it. Just look for it. Yeah, and that's how every person came from a black woman. Now, the most controversial thing is that she was from East Africa.